The year 1939 dawned on a world holding its breath, a world teetering on the very edge of a precipice. The air was thick with tension, a palpable feeling of dread that clung to the headlines and whispered in the corridors of power across Europe. The fragile peace forged in the aftermath of the Great War, the war that was supposed to end all wars, was crumbling. Adolf Hitler, the leader of Nazi Germany, had spent years rebuilding his nation's military might, openly defying the Treaty of Versailles. His ambition was clear. He wanted to expand Germany's borders, to create a living space, or Lebensraum, for the German people. He had already annexed Austria and taken over Czechoslovakia, and each move was met with little more than diplomatic protests. At the heart of this unfolding drama stood Nazi Germany, a nation transformed into a formidable military machine under Adolf Hitler. The German army, the Wehrmacht, had been meticulously rebuilt and rearmed with powerful tanks, known as panzers, and a modern air force, the Luftwaffe. On the other side stood Poland, a nation reborn after World War I, fiercely proud of its independence. The Polish army was large and its soldiers were brave, but it was tragically outmatched in terms of technology and doctrine, with much equipment dating back to the previous war. The most shocking development was the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, a non-aggression agreement between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union. In secret, however, it contained a protocol that carved up Poland between them. This cynical deal gave Hitler the green light he needed. The invasion began before dawn on September 1, 1939. Without a formal declaration of war, German forces surged across the Polish border from the north, west, and south. This was the world's first taste of a terrifying new form of warfare, the Blitzkrieg, or lightning war. Spearheaded by fast-moving panzer divisions, German columns smashed through the Polish front lines, bypassing strong points and driving deep into the country's heartland. Their goal was to encircle and destroy the Polish armies before they could fully mobilize. Overhead, the Luftwaffe played a critical role. From the very first hours, German bombers systematically targeted Polish airfields, destroying a large portion of the Polish Air Force while it was still on the ground, giving Germany almost complete control of the skies. Just as the Polish forces were reeling from the relentless German assault from the west, a new disaster struck from the east. On September 17, 1939, true to the secret terms of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, the Soviet Union invaded Poland. The Polish government and military command were stunned. They had concentrated all their remaining strength to fight the Germans and had no real forces stationed along the eastern border. Trapped between two powerful and merciless invaders, the Polish state effectively ceased to exist as a cohesive entity. The meeting of German and Soviet troops was a surreal and chilling moment in history. In places like Brest-Litovsk, soldiers from the two totalitarian regimes held joint victory parades, posing for photographs while the nation they had just conquered lay in ruins around them. For the Polish soldier on the ground, the September campaign was a whirlwind of confusion, terror, and desperate courage. They were fighting a new kind of war they had never trained for. Yet, amidst this chaos, there were countless acts of incredible bravery. For Polish civilians, the invasion was an unmitigated nightmare. The war came not just to the front lines, but to every city, town, and village. Roads were clogged with terrified refugees, only to be strafed by German planes. There was no safe place. The Siege of Warsaw stands as a powerful testament to the suffering and resilience of the Polish people. For 3 weeks, the capital held out against overwhelming German bombardment. Its citizens worked tirelessly to defend their city, becoming symbols of Poland's defiant spirit. By the final week of September, the fight for Poland was drawing to its tragic conclusion. With no prospect of relief and facing a humanitarian catastrophe, the Polish commanders made the agonizing decision to surrender. On September 27th, the guns fell silent. The aftermath of the invasion was the beginning of a long and brutal occupation. The western parts of Poland were annexed directly into the German Reich, while the Nazis immediately began a reign of terror, targeting Poland's elites for execution to crush the national spirit. Although the Polish state had been defeated, the fight was not over. The Polish government in exile was established in London, and tens of thousands of Polish soldiers escaped to fight alongside the Allies. The fall of Poland was not an end, but the beginning of a global conflict. The 1939 invasion of Poland was far more than just the first battle of the Second World War. It was the event that fundamentally changed the course of 20th century history. It marked the definitive end of appeasement and transformed a regional conflict into a global war. The campaign was also a military revolution. The German use of Blitzkrieg tactics was a terrifying revelation to the world. The coordinated use of tanks, motorized infantry and air power to achieve rapid breakthroughs would dominate European battlefields for years to come. The legacy of September 1939 is a powerful reminder of the fragility of peace and the horrific cost of war, but it is also a testament to the unquenchable desire for freedom that can never be completely extinguished, even in the darkest of times.